For the past 5 years, cameras have been following England's biggest family, the Radfords, and Scotland's, the Hands. Along the way, there have been highs
Your new baby!
and lows.
The pain just never goes away.
The average British family has 1.7 children. But these families just keep on growing.
This is baby number 13.
So why do they keep on having children?
It's just what we enjoy, you know, kids running around and being noisy.
I just think there is nothing better than having a big family and watching the kids all growing up together.
Come on, breakfast!
Now, as Sue Radford turns 40, she's pregnant again with her 18th baby.
Thank you.
We've said in the past, I think we'd either get to 20 children or when Sue hits 40. Well, she's just turned 40. Ooh, bloody hell, fire.
She doesn't know when to stop. She just keeps on going. She's addicted to children.
For Britain's biggest family, when is enough enough? Morecambe, a quiet seaside town on the Lancashire coast. Home to Sue and Noel Radford and their ever-expanding brood.
A new baby's coming.
For the 18th time, Sue's pregnant with her 8th girl.
Got too much boys. We need a girl. I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm excited.
A big family requires a big house.
Can somebody count and make sure they're all there?
For the Radfords, it's a 10-bedroom ex-care home. Even so, most of the children still have to share a room.
This is Oscar's and Casper's room. Here's the naughty boy. Here's the naughty boy. That's my bed, that's Maxie's, and that's Ellie's, and then that's Katie's bed. This room is the boys' room, and then Luke sleeps in that bed, James sleeps in that bed, Daniel sleeps in that bed. Well, what we have here is Millie's room. This is Chloe's room.
It's also home to 5 dogs, 4 fish, and 8 chickens.
There is definitely something in, the more you have, the easier it gets. I think definitely. We sort of found that going from 2 to 3, that was quite hard work, but then when you go to 3 to 4 and then any after that, no, it's just easy.
But Sue's obsession with having babies does have its challenges. The Radford's day begins at 5:30 in the morning when Dad Noel sets off to work at the family bakery.
Well, I go in this early now because I'll get some of the pies out that we need to bake off for the orders. Luckily, we're never really ill much. If you are ill, you've just got to get on with it.
Back home, Sue's getting a group of kids bigger than a football team ready for school.
Come on, breakfast!
You have to be really organised in the morning. I definitely have to be organised in the morning, otherwise we wouldn't get out of the house. Breakfast, I'll buy 3 big boxes of cereal and they'll be gone in a day. And the milk is kind of 12 to 16 pints a day.
They'll all want to use the top bathroom, all at the same time, to brush their teeth or something.
At 8 o'clock, Noel returns from work to lend a hand.
We're just doing the school run, so I'm dropping Luke and Millie off first at the high school, and then I've got 5 to the primary school. OK, Cross?
Yay!
By 9:30, he's back at work.
Going to work, it's a good break. I haven't got kids running round. I do find work easier than running the home.
The house is so quiet once Noel's taken the kids to school, you know. That noise level before they walk out the door is like way up here, and then when they've gone, it's just like right down there.
But it's not quiet for long. Every day, Sue has to do the housework, put on 9 loads of washing, and look after her 2 youngest before Noel returns.
When I get home about 3:30, either Sue or I'll go shopping. get what we want for tea that night. We think our grocery bill a week, it's about $250, $300 a week.
On a typical night, Noel cooks for up to 20.
This mince I've got from my butcher, and it's a lot cheaper for me to buy the mince and make them ourselves than it is go out and buy ready-made ones. We just do one meal at tea time, and they've got to eat it.
If you don't like it stuff, like, they're not gonna make different meals for you. There's too many people to make that many meals.
After they sort of have the tea, they just leave it all clearing up for me to do. Quite often just stand in the kitchen and go, yeah, guess who's cleaning up? That'd be me then.
Right, come on, bedtime.
By the time it sort of gets to 9 o'clock, it's just time to just sit down, watch a bit of telly and just wind down a bit before going to bed. But yeah, when you just get in bed, it's just flat out.
Good night.
Sue has been pregnant for most of her adult life, but neither she or Noel come from large families. They were both adopted as babies.
Come on. Come on, Josh.
Our parents had to give us up, and we just feel the complete opposite, isn't it, I guess? That we want to hold on to ours for as long as we can and keep them as close as we can.
A lot of people have said, you know, do you think it is something to do with being adopted, why you've got such a big family? I suppose that's got something to do with us having so many. My childhood was really quiet. There was only my brother. I would have loved this growing up, you know, I would have loved what our kids have got.
For the Radford kids, quiet isn't always an option.
It's quite annoying when you have to look after the babies because all they do is just cry. No!
There's moments where you won't, like, you'll want to be alone and just talk to your friends, but then they'll just all rush in and start shouting weird things at you. It's just, oh, please get out.
It's too noisy sometimes for me to do my homework. So then I go somewhere quiet, which is nowhere. Stop annoying me! The boys are the boys naughty? Don't ask me.
There is times where we sort of worry, you know, are the children thinking that, well, I haven't seen Mum and Dad today, you know, I'm not getting enough attention, I'm feeling a bit lonely. We do think like that. It does worry us, you know, that they might feel like they're left out.
You know, there will always be negativity towards big families. You know, we're happy, our children are happy, and that's all there is to it, really, and we love it.
But the Radfords have experienced tragedy too. Just 8 months ago, their 17th baby died in the womb at 22 weeks. Sue and Noel named him Alfie.
I think just at the moment we're just absolutely destroyed, aren't we? Just, I'm struggling to cope with it.
For me, we will always have 17 children, you know, and that won't change. At the moment, I know I just couldn't even think about putting myself through this again.
Every week since then, the entire family have visited Alfie's grave.
I think the main thing, obviously, when you lose a child, you don't ever want that child to be forgotten about.
It was a very harsh moment on the family because no one really expected that to happen. It sort of made everyone come back together as a big family and try and help each other out.
Josh the other day was talking about birthdays and things, wasn't he? And he says, whose birthday's next? And he was sort of going through it, and then he said, and then it's my birthday, and then it's Alfie's birthday, and then it's Chloe's birthday. And then he said to me, he said, but Alfie won't get to open his presents, will he, Mummy? Bless him.
Despite their loss, Sue is now expecting again.
So we are now pregnant with our 18th baby. which was quite a shock, wasn't it? Because we weren't really expecting to have any more. We've been through a lot when we lost Alfie, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
But I feel that it's a little blessing, isn't it?
Her pregnancy is in its 28th week.
Definitely a lot more aware of the baby's movements and things, because when we lost Alfie, we'd had reduced movements for a couple of days before he passed away, didn't we? So now if I go a couple of hours without any movements from her, I start to think, is she all right?
Before Alfie, you sort of take pregnancy for granted. So you don't think about reduced movements or anything like that until you actually have a stillborn in your family. And that's when you sort of think the worst.
Just sort of counting down that, you know, every week that passes, you know, you're that step closer to having the baby and everything, and you just can't wait for that.
Josh!
Sue Radford, mother of Britain's largest family, is pregnant with her 18th child.
My birthday!
Today, she's celebrating turning 40.
I'm taking Mum the bread up.
Morning!
She did get breakfast in bed. No, she didn't. Yes, she did. No, she didn't. No, because you were still asleep. No, I wasn't. You were. Okay.
For Sue, who has dedicated almost her entire adult life to having babies, reaching 40 is a milestone with extra significance.
Good morning!
We've said in the past, I think we'd either get to 20 children or when Sue hits 40. Well, she's just turned 40.
I think you sort of know, don't you, when your body is sort of, when you've had enough, you know that you've had enough. Oscar, whose birthday is it today?
Happy birthday, Mum!
Thank you!
To mark the occasion, Noel's organised a surprise birthday party.
She doesn't know their friends are coming down from Scotland, so there's going to be 42 of us here tonight, but most of them are children. I think there's, 16, 25, there's 30 children at least, I think. Oh my God.
The invited guests have big families too. One with 9 kids, the other with a mere 5.
Come in, come in. Oscar, get off my leg. Sometimes you sat there in an evening, I think, oh, I just wish they would calm down, quieten down, and perhaps go to bed. But not on nights like this, they're all having a party, and it's what it's all about.
Oh, nice! April.
In the living room, quickly, we're going to sing happy birthday.
Don't put the candles in.
Just chaos everywhere. Ooh, bloody hell, fire. Right, be quick. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Jesus. Happy birthday to you.
It's been lovely. I've really enjoyed today. It's been good. Yeah. It's made it a little bit easier.
At 40, Sue is resigned to the fact that her 18th baby may be her last. But in Dundee, Scotland's biggest family, the Hands, is still growing.
This is baby number 13. This is the 11th girl.
45-year-old Emma Han has recently given birth to a little girl, Meg.
Roy and I have just left having children to nature, and we've done that our whole marriage, and we just have taken each baby as it came. We didn't have a number on it, and just each one we've been grateful to have, and I don't think we'll do anything differently, but obviously, nature will determine whether we can or not have any more.
Mormon's Emma and Roy have been married for 25 years, and Emma's spent almost half that time pregnant.
I knew I wanted a big family, and I hoped I could have a big family, but I didn't know anybody had this amount of children.
How many years ago was this?
This is 25 years ago.
I mean, I would never have thought that I could have had this many kids.
Are you glad you do?
I'm really glad that I've got these many kids, yeah, I am.
Mummy is lost weight now. And Dad isn't bald.
Dad isn't bald.
So I'm just not bald, I'm not fat.
You're not fat as well.
I come from a big family. I have 7 brothers and 1 sister, and that's just something that was always in me. You know, I wanted lots of kids. I enjoyed the growing up. I grew up on a farm. We had great fun. I was never lonely. There was always someone to play with, always someone to be with, and it was wonderful.
Mum Emma stays at home to look after the kids, while Dad Roy works shifts as a senior nurse.
It's not like I'm sponging off the benefits of the government. I think I have a well-paid job. My kids are comfortable. They have a nice life. They might disagree with me sometimes. Maybe they'd like more than what I give them, but, you know.
Much as we like having a full, busy house, I'm sure not always the children feel that way.
It has its ups and downs living in a big family. The ups are when it's fun, but then like the downs are like when there's fights and that.
Mosquitoes! Get away!
Oh, there's often fights, lots, all the time. We're all different. Like we don't even really look alike, actually, and like we all have big characters, and we all act differently.
I enjoy living in a big fat family.
No. If I go to someone's house who has like a small family, I'm like, you're so lucky.
There's too many girls and I'm the only boy. It's too crowded. I'm a boy as well!
But the house is about to get even more crowded. As part of her religious upbringing, the Hand's 21-year-old daughter Polly has been away in America for the last 18 months. Tomorrow she returns home.
We've spoken to her on the phone. I think it was meant to be 2 times, but we got an extra phone call. It'd be just nice to get her back.
To ease Polly back into life in a busy house, Roy's moved 4 of her sisters in together so she can have a bedroom to herself.
I'm just hoping that she feels comfortable in her room when she comes back, giving it a lick of paint, shove some more furniture in. Hopefully she'll like it.
All right, let's think what we're going to do, though. All right?
For Polly's siblings, it's time to remind themselves of what life was like with their big sister.
Was Polly fun?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Was she scary sometimes?
Yes.
Was she grumpy?
No, just scary.
Isabella says that Polly's the worst babysitter.
Because she went like this. Stop it!
Babysitting.
Whilst life for the Hands is set to be shaken up by Polly's return, the Radfords are also facing big changes. Their eldest daughter, Sophie, is getting married. Like Polly, she's 21, but already has 2 children, 2-year-old Daisy and 6-month-old April. Her wedding to Joe, the father of her girls, is just weeks away at a smart hotel in the Lake District.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, how pretty is that?
Wow.
So this is the Bellsfield restaurant. Do you come and have a look?
Thank you.
Amazing, isn't it? Wow.
Noel's concerned that their extended family will wreak havoc at Sophie's posh wedding.
You're nervous about the glass, aren't
I
you?
am. Glass.
I think if they have plastic cups, it'll be fine. I think,
Plastic cups.
But no juice.
We've got a painter and decorator, so don't worry.
Right.
He can follow them round, taking the pens off and touching it up.
Noel has set a budget of £16,000 and is hoping that Sue and Sophie stick to it.
Which dresses would you like to have a look at?
I like princess, but I'd also like fishtail.
First child to get married is a big deal, isn't it? So yeah, just can't wait to see what she looks like in a dress. Oh, that is gorgeous. That is really stunning. What do you think of Mummy in a dress?
Right, enough said. I like this one better than the other one.
Yeah, it really suits you. Are you ready?
I like to try and think that some of the children aren't that way inclined. They're quite happy just to be, you know, if it's a £200 wedding type of thing, they'll be quite happy with that. And then I think there's some of them that would want the whole everything with bells and whistles on.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it?
It's nice.
So you look beautiful.
Mirror.
Beautiful. You're standing on it.
Sophie finally settles on a dress. The cost? £1,100.
Definitely does like to watch the pennies, does Noel. So, I mean, it's a bit sort of, you know, oh, well, we need to keep it sort of in budget as much as possible, so we're trying to keep it in budget, but there's things that are a little bit out of budget and things, but, you know, it'll be a gorgeous day, so it'll be worth it.
For the Radfords, this wedding is likely to be the first of many.
8 daughters. Yeah, that's a lot of money on weddings, isn't it?
Me next, me next.
I know. Do you know what Chloe said to me a couple of weeks ago? She said, you know what, Mum? She said, you know, Sophie's had all of this wedding. You know, when I get married, I want the same. And I was like, OK, then. So, yeah, I guess we have kind of set a bit of a precedent, haven't we, for the rest of them.
And weddings, like everything else, are funded by Noel's pie-making business, which is coming under increasing pressure.
It's not like it used to be years ago. I think over the last 7, 8 years, I think there's another 3 or 4 sandwich shops opened up within a mile of here. So that doesn't help things.
In response, he set up a new venture, selling his pies online, in the hope that it will bring in some much-needed extra cash.
Well, today we've just picked up the website and we've just launched it, and we're just sort of sitting here, nerdy-like, seeing what's happening, seeing if any orders are going to come in, and just waiting, really, to see what happens. We're a bit worried because we're not sure we're going to get 1 pie order or 1,000. We're buzzed. We've got an order. Let's have a look. Yes. Blimey. There's a lot of orders come through, isn't there? Oh, my Lord.
20-year-old daughter Chloe has been drafted in to help.
Right, where's this one going?
This is going to Mrs. Elliott in London.
Yeah.
With such a huge household, Sue and Noel have had to become experts at managing their budget.
I suppose a lot of people would think keeping a big family would cost an absolute fortune, but I think you can do it without spending an absolute fortune. You know, clothes and things like that tend to get handed down quite a bit as well.
Oi, oi, oi.
Well, they do call me the tight one in the family, but I'm not tight, I'm just careful. If I didn't keep an eye on things, you know, everything would just get ruined.
Noel may watch every penny, but he does allow Sue one indulgence: prams.
So I reckon over the time we've had, I dread to think, must be 50, 60, at least, vehicles with wheels on, haven't we?
I think that's an over-exaggeration.
No, I bet you can't wait to have a go of that, for push. You'll be putting April in that this afternoon.
Meanwhile, the daily grind of household chores goes on. Sue may be 8 months pregnant, but even after the loss of Alfie last year, she's not taking things easy.
Constantly on the go all the time, finding them not sitting down till quite late at night time, which is really tiring, by which time my back started to really ache. Try not to overdo it, but it's really hard when you've got so many children that need your attention and things to do, you know, so I still have to carry on.
I was very anxious when we found out Mum was having a baby because of last year, what happened. So we've all had to chip in and help Mum because she's ageing.
She's constantly running around, and it's not good for any pregnant woman, is it, to just constantly be on the feet? And you try and help out a lot more as well, but like, she doesn't really like people getting in the way of her housework. I don't think she likes it because it's not her doing it and it's not done her way.
"38 weeks into her pregnancy, Sue's baby has stopped moving in the womb.
Normally in the evening, she really is, you know, the baby, she really does sort of move around, arms and legs are kicking, but there was just nothing of that. Sue was getting a bit worried, and then I was thinking, well, you know, it's not right.
Concerned that Sue may be about to lose another baby, she's been rushed to hospital.
Obviously, we're all worried because she's gone in with reduced movements. We're all hoping everything's okay.
Constantly going through your mind of will it repeat itself like it did with Alfie, or will everything be safe and she'll have a healthy birth?
At just 2 weeks before her due date, the doctors are taking no chances. Sue is placed under 24-hour observation.
They're keeping her in and they're going to induce her.
Waters have been broken and we're just waiting for things to start off now.
It is worrying because, you think, well, why are they reduced? They don't know why they're reduced, but if they're not happy and they want the baby out, it's quite worrying.
For Sue and Noel, there's an anxious night ahead. Late last night, Sue Radford's unborn 18th baby stopped moving. After the loss of her 17th in her previous pregnancy, doctors have decided to induce labour. In the early hours, Britain's biggest family just got bigger.
Well done. Oh, it's hard when she comes.
Sue's given birth to baby 18, a girl weighing 7 pounds and 15 ounces.
She's called Hallie, Althea, Beau, Radford. Althea's obviously after Alfie, and Beau, it's a term for a rainbow baby. A rainbow baby is your next live baby that you have after you've lost a child during pregnancy. But we are just so happy that she's here and she's good and she's well.
She's trying to eat me. Hey.
I think she's hungry.
She is, isn't she? Hey.
For the Radfords, the birth of a healthy new baby is a relief.
This pregnancy's been not as enjoyable as all the rest have been, just due to what happened to Alfie, but I think this will be the last one now.
Just 12 hours after giving birth, Sue and baby 18 are free to head home. And Hallie takes her first ride in the Radford minibus.
Gorgeous, isn't it? In you get.
Yeah, really excited to get home, aren't we, Noel?
Yes,
Can't wait to introduce her to the kids.
The baby got out. The doctors took it out. Okay. The doctor got her out. We feel a bit happy. I feel fine! Because last time it was a bit sad. And hopefully it's not a sad one again. Or a noisy one, like Casper.
For the Radford kids, this is the first opportunity to hold baby Hallie and get used to having yet another new addition to their extraordinary household.
Go sit down. Well, I'm starting this way.
Who is it?
But you wouldn't think, would you?
Yeah. What? Is she cute?
The way I thought of it was Alfie sent us Hallie to sort of heal our hearts, I think he knew how much we were hurting and, so she is an absolute blessing. I'm not thinking about having any more. At the moment, we're just enjoying what we've got.
As the Radfords welcome a new addition into their home, in Scotland, the Hands too are expecting a new arrival. Their daughter Polly, who's been away for the past 18 months, is coming home today.
I'm excited to see what she's like, excited to see if there's change. She went off a teenager and she's a young woman.
Here she is. Hey, it's Polly, go!
How are you? How are you? What the heck is up in your hair?
So happy she's here now, the weight and everything.
Are you happy to be back here or do you want to get back on a flight out?
I could go.
I'm just glad she's good and safe and has an American accent.
Keep that one.
Since she's been gone, Polly's enormous family has got even bigger.
She doesn't like to be sat like that. You have to hold her forward. Like, she has to sit outwards. You're making her cry, Polly. Oh, wait.
I wasn't shocked when I found out that Mum was having another, but it was a surprise. And especially like coming home, I was like, this is for real. This is actually real. Like, I actually have another sister that I've never met before.
Unlike the rest of the children, Polly has a room of her own.
Oh wow, I actually really do like it. That's a shock. It's really cute. Have I missed them? Do you want the truth or a lie? No, I've missed them.
Have you missed your sister?
Yeah.
A lot? How much?
115.
The hands are celebrating Polly's return with a meal out. The first time all 15 of them have ever been together.
Feels really good having all the family here. We haven't had that for 2 years, so missed, you know. And this is a fleeting moment for us because very soon they'll start moving again and going and, you know, boyfriends, husbands, wives, you know. And then it's another whole episode in our life.
Today the family may be united, but it hasn't always been the case.
Growing up, I didn't enjoy having a big family. I thought it was the worst thing ever. I think my mom would tell you we fought the hardest out of everyone.
Polly was a bit more of a handful growing up. She can have a bit of a sullen, teenagery, just leave me alone type moods.
Having spent time apart from her family, Polly has mixed feelings about life back home.
Being away from it, I kind of learned that I liked the mess, I liked the noise, and I had to fill it myself. Now coming back, it's all there again, and I love seeing all their faces. I love it, but I do need space.
Against her mum's wishes, Polly's decided to move out.
We've just sorted Polly's rooms, and I thought, no, you know, you don't need to do that. We don't want you to do that. You're fine here.
Not only is Polly flat hunting, she's hoping older sister Sophia will also leave home to live with her.
You know, I'm not going to mourn that she would be leaving home because I don't think it's a bad thing for them to be able to grow up and to be independent. It just, we would miss them not being here all the time.
This is cool, Faya. It's pretty nice.
It's a good start then, anyway.
Yeah, oh yeah. Starter, oh my goodness, it's better than my house. Sadly, I'm feeling positive about moving out. Feeling more positive now than before. Just because it feels more real now, which I'm okay with.
While the hands come to terms with their shrinking household, life at the Radfords couldn't be busier. Like all the Radford children, baby Hallie is being brought up by the entire family.
Hallie is held by lots of different people throughout the day. You know, she's never ever put down. You know, someone's always holding her.
You want Josh to get you changed.
Got lots of brothers and sisters out.
When baby Hallie was born, Sue and Noel said she'd be their last. But now, just 4 months later, they're not quite so sure.
You might want a big family, but you can't have it just for medical reasons. You can't have that many children because your body won't cope, or your mind. Depends how you are. But I think luckily for us, you know, Sue's body copes with it, and we're really lucky that we can have so many children as we do.
No consultant, no doctor, nobody has ever said, you know, I think you should just not have any more now. I think you put your body under enough pressure. In fact, what they do say is, you know, your body was made for this. You know, you do pregnancy and birth really, really well, you know.
Sue may be open to the thought of having more children, but not all her offspring intend to follow in her footsteps.
I don't want loads of babies when I'm older. I'll only have one. I don't know. You finish tidying up and then you go back downstairs and there'll be more tidying up you got to do. And you'll be tidying that, you'll be tidying this, and then you won't be able to sit down. You're going to play with this?
Even Sophie, who already has 2 of her own, has strong opinions about having any more.
I don't want a big family, no way, no. We've always wanted a boy, but I think if we was to have another one, it'd be a girl, and then we'd end up thinking, right, we'll have another one. So we've decided to stay at 2. It's quite an addictive feeling having a newborn, but it's something I could control. She couldn't.
Tomorrow, Sophie Radford is getting married.
They're ready!
Sophie getting married, it's just come round too soon. It doesn't seem like 5 minutes ago since she was a baby and we had her. It just feels like it's come round so fast, and it's quite a bit of a shock.
We've got to get all of the suits in the car, got to make sure that all of the shoes are there, got to get all the bridesmaids' stuff.
I'm taking the dogs just to get away. I really am.
Nothing like a bit of pressure.
No, there's no way you're getting me in there, no way.
Come on, love.
No, I am not having a spray tan.
Have a spray tan.
Look at it.
To kit out family and friends, the Radfords have rented 12 suits and 14 dresses at a cost of over £3,000.
Right, if you chuck us the next one then. Casper. Years and years ago, people said to us, because we had Chris and Sophie, we were both still very young then, they sort of said, wow, when you get to 35, 40, you'll have your lives to yourselves, you can go off and do what you want because your kids will have grown up and they'll have left home. It'd have been a very weird feeling thinking about it now, just in an empty house, just Sue and I. I'm glad we've got all these children around us, actually, to keep us where we are.
Stop them around, though. Maybe move that one off it and put that one on there in place of that one.
Chloe, you really do look a funny colour. Do you wash it off?
Yeah, but look how white my teeth are.
Yeah.
Compared to my face.
Right, no, you just sit there with your belt on, come on.
It's not just wedding attire that needs to go on board. There's also the small matter of 17 kids.
I knew this would happen. They're all arguing now who's sitting where and I went back seat.
Right, you're going to have to go around the back, please. Come on. We want to go. Can we just come on?
Who's the car?
Can we just shout out who's in the car, please? No, one at a time. Right, who's...
Where you're sitting there?
Max, Ellie, James, Josh. Oh, right, have we got everything?
Now the challenging task of stopping 17 kids running riot in a posh hotel.
Oi! Tilly!
It's the day of Sophie's wedding, the first of the Radford children to get married. Getting Britain's biggest family ready is a military operation. Dad Noel is in charge of dressing the 9 boys, but he's hungover.
Shouldn't have had all that to drink last night, I don't think. Never mind. I just got to chuck my suit on, that's me done. Got 3 hours yet.
While the boys have a relaxed attitude,
I'm just going to get a daisy dress.
the girls, supervised by bride-to-be Sophie, are more proactive. There are just 3 hours left to do hair and makeup for a small army of bridesmaids.
Never done this many from that one family. Done it like the most we've done is about 14 in one morning. That was hectic. So yeah, it's quite interesting and a bit manic. Crazy.
Have you got a dress, Daisy?
Yeah.
Sophie's wedding gives Noel the chance to reflect on the fact that his family is growing up and moving on.
I don't think we're ever going to suffer from the empty nest syndrome, I think it's going to be another 20 years, isn't it, before Hallie leaves home, and by that time, hopefully we'll have some grandchildren, so that as the children are moving out, the grandchildren will be coming over to stay for the weekend and things like that, so I don't think it'll ever be empty house.
And looking to the future, Sue and Noel are considering new ways of swelling the Radford ranks.
We did say when they all get a bit older we might foster or adopt and things like that. We'll just have to see. We feel that we've got a lot of love to give to kids, and it'd be nice if we could give it to some kids that haven't been as fortunate and lucky in life as ours have.
With just half an hour to go, things aren't quite going to plan.
Can you believe the state of the room?
A war zone. I'm a little bit nervous, actually. I don't know why it's not me that's getting married, but yeah, I feel a little bit nervous. It's all getting a bit emotional, and I haven't seen Sophie this morning, so I don't know what'll happen when I see her.
Now that the kids are getting to the stage where they're getting that bit older and they're starting to move on and everything, yeah, you kind of think, wow, they are really starting to grow up. But that's what you bring them up for, isn't it? To be able to just go out to the big wide world and fend for themselves.
In Dundee, Polly Han had been planning to leave home and become more independent. But after 2 months of living with her family again, she's changed her mind.
I'm delighted she's staying here. I think she thought better of it.
It's hard leaving the whole family when you love them so much and where you have been away from them so long. He'll just be too silent at night, so it's not something I'm ready for just yet, I guess.
I think that it's always going to be hard for them when they move away because they are used to such a crazy, you know, very busy house. But I think that they're so used to being with people all the time that that's got to be difficult.
Okay, we're ready. You just gotta grab it. Don't spill any on the floor.
Tonight, she's babysitting her siblings for the first time since her return.
And they've all grown up. They're a lot older, so I don't know. I'm definitely not as scary. They're more scary than me now. Who thinks it's a good idea eating all this before bedtime? Me too.
It's like a party.
For now, at least, the Hands have managed to keep Scotland's biggest family together.
Oh no.
South of the border, Sophie Radford is about to become Sophie Broadley.
Ladies and gentlemen, could I ask you all to please stand for our bridal party?
Noel can now walk the first of his 8 daughters down the aisle.
I had to slow her down because she was almost, you know, sprinting down there. She couldn't wait. I had to hold her back and said, Sophie, just slow down. Because I wanted to enjoy it, you know, that moment of walking her down there, that proud moment, you know, just as much as what she did.
I give you my hand.
I give you my hand.
My heart.
My heart.
And my love.
My love.
No, of course,
I accept your ring
As a symbol of your love.
as a symbol of your love
And commitment to me.
and commitment to me.
And it now gives me great pleasure to say you are husband and wife together. Joseph, you don't need my permission, but kiss your beautiful bride.
Very emotional now. It's just fantastic, it really is. It's brilliant. I'm proud of them both. Aren't we, Daisy? Mum and Daddy.
Can't believe they're married.
It's moments like this when we're all together, you can see everybody together, and it's just, I know it makes both Sue and I very proud, and we always get emotional at things like this when we're all together.
Put your hands together for your new bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs.
Sophie's always said she didn't want to follow in her parents' footsteps and have a big family. But she has news.
Yeah, everybody's been drinking, bar me. I'm 19 weeks pregnant with a little boy. A very unexpected little boy, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely a blessing though, we're so happy.
Sophie was always adamant that she would probably only have 2, maybe 3, and now she's pregnant with her 3rd, and I'm saying to her, yeah. She's like, this is definitely the last. I said, we'll see.
Sue was 21 when we had the 3. Sophie's the same age, and she's going to have 3. Blimey.
With Sue and Noel open to having more children themselves, the supersized Radford family might just be set to grow even bigger.
I think family definitely is the most important thing. I would be really upset if the family drifted apart. I just don't see our family ever being like that. We're very close. I would just love for them all to be a bit like me and Sue, you know, just happy-go-lucky, a roof over their head, they have a job, they have a family, and there's just plenty of love in their life, really. That's it. As long as they're happy, that's all I'd be bothered about.
Ellie, let's go!